channel, guys. Welcome back to
the Chinos
Plus
One.
Right. We know you've been waiting for this video.
Yeah.
We know you've been waiting for this video very, very much. And yeah, baby Chinos has been taking a lot of our energy and time. And I think for the past 2 weeks that she's been with us, she's the one on the schedule most of the time.
Yeah, she's literally changed how we live.
Yeah, that's very true. As you can see, I'm a very tired mom.
I'm a very tired dad.
Alright, guys, without wasting much of your time, I think everyone is so eager to hear how we ended up having baby Chinos. But first of all, we need to open and read the inboxes that you guys sent. And from the top of my head, I will just try and recall some of the comments that came in. For example, how long had we been trying? What did we use? What did I do to have a baby? What did Mr. Chinos do differently to have a baby? There are a lot of questions that were in the comment section, but also I think we will start with the most delicate questions that were in the inbox.
We may not be able to answer all the questions, but we'll try cover as many as we can. Right, let's see. This person said, "Hi Karen, I was happy to see your testimony and thank God for answering your prayer, as it has given me hope and I had given up and lost hope, as I also have PCOS. I have been trying to conceive since 2017. Please, may you kindly tell me your journey and what you did to make it happen. Please, may you keep this message personal." So we'll not tell you who it is, right?
Yeah, basically we're not going to share all of the people that shared their most delicate part of their lives with ours. But first of all, for everyone who was asking in the comment section, before we respond to her question, polycystic ovarian syndrome is what we call PCOS. In my case, I've got endometriosis and polycystic ovarian syndrome, but from the doctor's reports, it looked as if polycystic was doing the most in my life. So what it is you've got like your ovaries, and their cysts are nakudara, but then these ones are a bit like more on the ovaries, so they are like poly means akawanda on your ovaries. That's why they call them polycysts. And then the syndrome is the symptoms that you have from them, so like continuous migraines, fatigue, what else? As if it's the one I know. Continuous bleeding sometimes, yes. Beard, some of the women are in a beard. Well, without an offense, if one of the other symptoms is like, for lack of a better word, like a body shape, a bit
masculine,
on the male side. So you've got just like me, you've got a bigger top and a smaller bottom. Why? Because one of the most common types of PCOS is insulin resistant. So insulin resistant, is it builds up on your tummy, and you end up having that body shape, and it's a bit hard to lose your belly fat. So I think those are one of the major symptoms with PCOS. So we will answer her question probably at the last,
right?
Yeah.
There's another one who said there's something in the bracket as well, saying, "Hi people, congrats on your new additions. Tipo Hope last year was diagnosed with PCOS. And yeah, it's something hard to live with. I cannot wait for you to share your journey on the PCOS issue." Yeah, let's see.
Whilst she looks for the other comment, I'll really say, living with PCOS is really quite hard. Especially because PCOS is not something you choose to have, number one. and also the fact that you may even fail to understand your own body. You may even fail to understand what you're going through. So it really takes a toll on you, but it's easier to manage when you have a community and when you have people that really support you. I think in a video that I did a year ago, I shared how much of support I got from my in-laws, how much support I got from my parents and my husband.
Right. Would you like to try with this? It's kind of lengthy.
Okay, congratulations to you guys. I'm super happy for you. Your testimony yakafanana neyangu. Ndakaita 10 years ndisamwana. Also diagnosed endometriosis, fibroids, but he answered on his time. I came to Imbo saying Mwari akuropafadzei mudzosere chipo chake kwaari zvekare, and I pray that you be good stewards to your beautiful bundle as God trusted you with this treasure. And Mwari haadakwe. Mwana iye is a blessing and she will lack nothing.
Amen.
I believe they have something special after all the negative thoughts and comments from different people, after all the waiting and crying, so coming from the bottom of my heart. Makoro Koto, I know the love for her as you look at her, it will grow more deeply. My miracle, he'll be turning too soon, and each time do not worry. So I'm happy for you guys. Stay blessed always. Thank you, Anonymous. Thank you for your love. It really means a lot. We greatly appreciate, because to be honest, it's a hard journey. It's not easy. That takes me to one of the questions that I saw in the comments, Zaiti. How did you feel when others had kids and you didn't have?
Yeah.
I will let Mr. C speak, and then I'll speak on behalf of myself.
You can start.
No, you can start.
All right. Okay. What was the question? How did it
how did it make you feel with your friends or anyone around you and you didn't have?
Well, there's a certain age where I didn't have the pressure. In my early 30s. I was optimistic, so in my early 30s, I didn't feel the pressure. But I guess when some of my peers started to get into the parental stage, I kind of felt left behind and kind of pressured into doing things which you're not supposed to.
Like what?
I'm just saying, the pressure was real. I'm telling you, the pressure was real. The thoughts like, why don't you just get another girl pregnant?
Kill if I catch you. Right?
I'm telling you, those kind of pressures, because they're real. It's not like you don't love your wife. All you want is a kid.
Yeah, you just want a baby.
Yeah. So those kind of and there was also the societal pressure where people expect you to have kids by a certain age. When you told them they're married, the assumptions. Those kind of things. So yeah, the pressures were there. From different angles, especially into my mid 30s, and from a guy's point of view, you'll be now calculating with, hey, my time is moving. By the time I'm 60, how old will be my baby if the baby is to come?
How old will be Rain when you're 60?
I don't want even to touch on that. I'll be old enough. I
think when I'm 60, Rain will be 30. That's a good thing, isn't it?
Yeah,
and you'll be very old, like
so
super old. You'll be
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. For me, when I was around my friends with kids, I felt sorry for my husband, because I remember there's a particular group of friends that we had that really loved TK. Like the kids, they really warmed up to my husband, and it would really make me sad. I'm failing as the woman to give this guy what he wants. And I remember there's a time in my life I texted my mom to say, Mama, I'm just going to leave this guy by the end of 2024 because I failed as a woman, number one. Number two, I felt happy that some of my friends wanted me to mother their babies. It was a blessing, to be honest. I'm very grateful, Kuti. I had a chance to mother, even with my sister. I mothered my sister's kids to the extent, Kuti, even now with Rain, I feel as if I've got other kids before her. Like she's the third or fourth born before she's not my firstborn. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. But also, they in society will always be society, and we really cannot control what people think of us or what people think we should live like. I felt at some point in my life, Kuti, I was being excluded, and that is what was happening. I remember there's a friend of mine who got pregnant, and she couldn't tell me for some months because she was afraid of how I felt. It broke my heart. I cried. If she's watching this, I just want you to know, Ndakachema. It made me feel so sad, Kuti. I've got to a point where, Kuti, people no longer want to tell me the good news in their life because they're afraid of how I would feel.
It's like a situation where all your friends are making it and you're the only poor one.
Exactly. So it made me feel some type of way. And this is the thing. I promised myself, Kuti, whenever I carry a baby, I would make sure those two, it's not one, it's two. Whenever I carried my baby, I would make sure that my friends, we're going to be the first people to know, because it didn't make me love them less. It made me love them more. Good. Okay, maybe they really care about. Thank you. They really care about how I feel and everything. But yeah,
so in general,
I don't know. I might say I was okay, but then there are times that were really heavy for me. Like 2024 was one of the hardest years, because I also came across someone who complained about me renting a 3-bedroom house. Achiti, you don't have any kids. Why do you need a 3-bedroom house? But here my husband was busy moving in faith. Achiti, you know what? We're going to have kids. We're not looking for a 1-bedroom house.
But when I told you, didn't you think, is this guy mad?
Yeah, I was like, we are failing. we want to look at adoption. What are you saying? So yeah, it didn't really make sense. But well, yeah. Next question.
Well, this is a common one. I was just browsing through the messages. Then this one said, "Hi, Chino's family. Congratulations to you both. I don't know if I have PCOS, but I don't get my periods regularly. I skip 2 or 3 months, then get them the following month for like 2 or 3 weeks, heavily bleeding. I don't know if that was the case with you guys. If you can, please include that in your video." So she's touching on the bleeding part. Okay. She's got irregular periods.
So one of the most common things with PCOS is irregular periods. It's very common. So for me, they fluctuated from not having them for 8 months to having them for 6 months in a year continuously. So yeah, it's quite normal. It's very normal. Inini, for me, I think I started that when I was 13. We ignored, and yeah, this is why I'm here today.
So how do you think what's the first?
I think my advice to pack it bit.
All right. Okay, cool. So can you touch on the cyst issue, because you've already touched on your experience on the irregular periods. Most of the messages are boiling down to cysts.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I would say cysts are a common symptom with PCOS, but the inexistence of cysts does not mean that you don't have PCOS. So there's a time in my life when my ovaries were all the same size, 9 centimeters. Okay, there's a time in my life when my ovaries were 36 and 40 centimeters. And then there were a time when they were all normal, angarpa 9 centimeters. I didn't have cysts. But that didn't take away the fact that I've got PCOS, because apparently with the gynas, they say PCOS is a lifetime condition. That's why it's called polycystic ovarian syndrome. So you might not have the cysts, but maybe une irregular periods, unosara uine migraines, you've got pimples on your face, you've got beard, you are hairy, you've got hyperpigmentation, just like me, inini muro mangu nemuma elbows magashiba. So or some people can suffer from alopecia. I think there's a time in my life around 2023 my hair was falling off, and then I decided to have a haircut. So at that time, actually, I didn't have cysts. My ovaries
The haircut looked good on you.
Huh?
The haircut looked good on you.
I didn't like it.
Well,
so yeah, the inexistence of cysts does not mean. But also, guys, it's very important for you to be tested. Like, have a blood check, have a scan if you can afford, to just make sure PCOS is out of the equation.
Early detection saves lives.
Yeah, you see, it's
I'm just saying. I just thought, I don't know where I heard that thing. Early detection saves lives. Anyway, right, Anzi, uyati hi, I saw your video about infertility. Ndokumbura kuvunza kuti makaita sei kuti zvizoita. Ndanzwa nekufamba kumaprofita hapana chiri kuchinja ndasvika pakuneta. On the spiritual side of things, how did you handle that?
I think I'll give my advice at the end, but I think one of the most common things that happen to people with PCOS, which is almost MMPC, kwenda kuma story. It's your belief. If you want to do it, do it. But
what?
It's heavy on me, to be honest. It's heavy on me. But I will definitely answer this one, because I think I just want to do a rundown of the things that we did as a couple. A year prior, having finding out that we're pregnant.
Okay, hi fam. I also have PCOS. I wanted to know if you had to take letrozole, Clomid, or even metformin.
Okay.
All right, we're gonna touch on that as well. Might you know what were your PCOS symptoms? Any missed periods or prolonged periods?
I think I touched on that.
We already touched on that. Great. Well, let's see. There are a lot. Please be patient with me. Does PCOS cause miscarriages?
Yes. In 20. You can go ahead and say it.
Yeah, you said. I'm trying to catch up with the key points.
Okay. When did we get married? In 2022, February, on the 8th of February, we had a miscarriage. We miscarried. It was an 8 weeks, I think. We miscarried, and one of the main causes why we miscarried is because the baby was growing. I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah. So yeah, miscarriages are quite common with PCOS, number one, and birth of what do you call preterm babies is also quite common with PCOS.
Right. No, this is a long one. All right. I prefer you reading this because
he prefers me reading because I'm the faster reader. In fact, because I'm smart. Hi, Babana Mai Manaya. Hi. Congratulations, you guys. I saw a post that you were posting your journey to conceiving. I'm really looking forward to this. I have so many questions. If you have so many questions, also try and DM me in my WhatsApp. I'll be very happy to help. I was diagnosed with PCOS last year when I came to the UK, but I've always had the symptoms, but I didn't know due to not having resources to see the doctor in Zimbabwe. I've been with my husband for 12 years and we've been trying to conceive now. GP advised they cannot refer me for fertility treatment unless my BMI goes below 34. I think we also had this issue. Yeah. I've tried numerous weight loss medication, but I'm not losing that much. I'm considering Monjaro, though it's not advisable for someone trying to conceive. Sorry I've made this long. I just wanted to give you a bit background. I would like to know how you managed your PCOS, any supplements you took, and if you're tracking your ovulation. I don't know exactly what to ask, but I'll look forward to your video. I've accepted this person and I've liked their message because it's almost close to what. Okay, so with PCOS, your BMI is always high. With PCOS, you're almost always overweight, especially if you have insulin resistant PCOS. So it's very important to try and find out the type of polycystic ovarian syndrome that you have, because there's some people with lean PCOS, there's some people with polycystic, there's some people with pill withdrawal PCOS. So there are 4 types. So the most common that I know, because in Indoya is insulin resistant PCOS. So with this lady, she's sharing good. She's been trying for 12 years, and baby dust to you. To lose weight, yeah, you really need to work. I remember I was then prescribed to a tablet which was supposed to excrete fat from my body. So I was supposed to take it for 3 months consecutively, but then that's when we moved to Cornwall, and I had a little bit of a mental breakdown, like I was stressed and everything. So I stopped taking them and started losing weight naturally.
I started to stress her out.
Because he's wearing pink, I'm joking. He started.
You know that it's out here, but again, you
can't delete.
Ugeza problem.
So.
Usapa delete.
Alright, delete. Alright, never mind. Anyway, yeah, BMI, guys, is an issue, and to lie to you to say I worked and my BMI went low to what was being expected by health professionals would be lying. But I tried to maintain a certain weight, of which when I got pregnant, I gained
a lot.
25 minus 8.
No, you calculate.
25 minutes. I gained 17 kgs extra.
Imagine that.
From what I tried to lose.
Right.
So I'm still also trying to work it out. So
we're gonna touch on it. We're just commenting to let you guys know that we saw your messages. We may have not answered all of them, but we're reading them out to let you know that we are going to touch on it.
Can I take water?
Yeah, sure. Iyaganzi, congrats. I tried to conceive for 3 years, then I divorced. So sorry to hear about that. I am 31. My fear is not getting pregnant when I settle again. I can't afford IVFs, eggs, banking because I'm not working. So please help me with affordable fertility boosts or routines. So they're asking for natural ways to deal with PCOS. Are they natural ways to deal with PCOS?
Well, yes, they are. And the number one natural way to dealing with PCOS is trying to lose weight. I know it sounds so cliche and so common when we say that, but I think weight is our biggest enemy, guys. Weight is our right? So yeah, next question.
Hi, Mr. and Mrs. Chinos. Thank you for so much sharing. Hey. Hi, Mr. and Mrs. Chinos. Thank you so much for sharing your answered prayer with us. I would like to ask if you have any tips as well for conceiving on a PCOS. I have it and I've been trying for a baby for the past 4 years. I stay in Dubai. Besides the diagnosis, all doctors have failed to help or advise on what to do exactly.
We'll come back to the question.
Wonderful stuff. Mangoti, I have PCOS as well. You gave me hope today. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Hi, the Chinos. Ndine muvunzo ukuthi mazigo nawo sei vamwe vari kuti musvike kwamuri nasi. What kind of Shona is this?
You can't read Shona, teacher.
Yeah, bro.
Hi the chinos, ndemubvunzo wekuti mazvigonawo sei kuti musvike kwamuri nhasi. Congratulations, indiri kutambura kuti nditevo mwana. Please help.
Okay.
We are coming there.
Wonderful stuff.
So we're just gonna read, I think, all the messages, and then we'll just give you a rundown.
All right.
That works for you.
Okay, please take me Pamno Tahora on what helps with PCOS, please. All right, and Arunyarama interesting English. Hi fam, I was also
Guys, inini ndinenge chitotraya kuva serious and then okay guys, mukona kuti kubva chataita baby, I'm the mature one.
I'm the unserious one.
Ndini mai varengi.
I carry it.
Ndini mai na baba.
Hi fam, I also have PCOS, diagnosed in 2017. I've been married for 8 years, no kids, never been pregnant, not to period, yapayadira, even after 7 or 8 months. And it lasts for 3 weeks, chiro month chayo. Tried metformin, letrozole, and fetomid. It didn't work. Okay.
Guys, I think whilst Mr. Chinos is trying to look for a comment, like for inboxes, it seems to me as if PCOS is like just like a demon. We also just need to pray, because I've seen kuti vanhu vari kuatakwa ne-PCOS, it's our age groups, the 90s and probably a part of 70s. And it's so sad kuti the people you consider as family will make remarks like "Murikuita mwana rini?" Your friends will ask you questions like, "When are you having a child?" And it's so devastating, guys. We just need to pray, right?
Yeah. All right. I think that's all.
After just running down through the Facebook comments, we realized that the questions are more or less the same.
Yeah.
So I think I'm going to Mr. Chinori is just going to give us how we managed to conceive from his end, and I'll give from my end, and we'll give from our end.
All right. So you want me to speak on the gentleman's side?
Yes.
What I need to encourage the brothers and men out there is, if you're facing a challenge, you need to approach it as a team, especially if you a couple who's fighting this demon called PCOS. It's a team effort. So from a guy's standpoint, there are certain things you need to adjust. You also need to adjust your diet. You need to adjust the way you live. Well, you need to adjust. There are certain foods you need to what? To eat. And also change. I said diet. You need to exercise a lot. It's good. You need to be in the best form. And for that period to kind of stay away from drinking too much or over drinking. You need to, because the time we did that,
I didn't say no, did I?
You need to stay away from drinking because alcohol compromises the sperm quality. Mm-hmm. You know that, right?
Yeah.
So?
Yes. Anyway, continue.
Yes, you need to not stay away, limit.
Please.
You need to limit the way you or reduce your alcohol intake. But above all, life is spiritual. Mm-hmm. And you as the man of the house, you are the one who dictates the route your family, or route, I don't, pronunciation may differ. It's route. Americans
it's all right.
route.
It's okay, babe. It's all right.
Yeah. Your family takes the route or route. which your family takes. So you need to take the spiritual part of your or your spiritual role very seriously. I'm not going to dwell much on how, but I believe my personal belief is in Jesus Christ, and we took that part seriously, and knowing that God is a God of all, He's a God of everything. And I actually embarked on my small spiritual journey, which I always used to tell my wife that it's going to be okay, because if you as the man panic, the whole family panics. So it's good to embark on that spiritual journey and take your role as the father of the house. Personally, I remember praying very silently, driving to work, and God gave me a conviction that I was going to have a baby. So by the time she fell pregnant, I think she was actually surprised why I was not as excited. It was more of a confirmation, because I had that direct conversation with my God. So yeah, I think to kind of summarize it, it's not something which affects you directly as the man, but if your wife is affected, that means the home is affected as well. But to summarize what you should do as the man: one, you need to take your spiritual life seriously. You need to take your diet seriously, and also reduce your alcohol intake. I'm sure if you do your part and pray, things will work out. They will definitely work out. In fact, if God does not faith, use mine. It will work out.
Use his faith.
Yeah.
Right. I think in mine will be a bit lengthy. But we spoke about BMI. It's very important to try and lose weight when you've got PCOS. I don't know how you're going to do it. I personally do not know any other means. I was given a tablet. I didn't use it, like I mentioned.
What's BMI? Maybe to
body mass index. Right. So I did not use anything. What did I do really? I just started portion control.
Yeah.
Yes, and a lot of dieting. And I had started my dieting around 2023. And if you remember, in the beginning of 2024, there's a video that we posted on our Facebook of Mr. Chino's trying to make a keto meal for me at dinner, right? I was on a keto diet. So number one, keto diet did the things for me. All right. Number two, prayer. I prayed until I annoyed God. Right. Number three, alcohol intake. I completely stopped taking alcohol from round about December. December 2023, I stopped taking alcohol because I kept on getting people saying, Kuti, you start improving your egg quality 3 months before you want to have a baby. So I stopped taking alcohol by all means possible. Anyway, vachasvitsa kuvabereki vedu tinomwa doro. Taitomwa mama. Sorry, Shane. Yes, couple. Right. Number four. Apart from stopping alcohol, my husband really tried to make sure Kutindari gets a sugar, because what happens is sugar then builds up in your body, and you've got insulin resistant PCOS. Number five. In December 2023, I got hospitalized, if some of you remember, and I was given loads and loads of tablets, some which I reacted to. Eczema. So in January, I stopped taking all of the medication, including metformin, the famous metformin. I stopped taking it. And believe you me, I was on more or less of a water therapy and diet. Because what happens with tablets is that if you go kwa doctor uchiti ndrukunzwa musoro, they'll give you something to stop the headache.
The symptoms, yes.
Yes, but then they will not go to the root of the problem. Kuti vazive kuti musoro uri kukonzerwa nei, so that they stop what is causing that headache. So that is what happens with PCOS. So if you go chiti I'm bleeding, you'll be given something to stop the bleeding. And then if they give you something to stop that bleeding, they are also aiding kuti masai asa develop body yako. Because also with PCOS, your eggs do not develop. They're just these teeny weeny eggs, right? What else did we do right?
Right. On the keto thing, maybe the people who do not know what keto is. What are you saying?
So if you Google keto diet, I think it will really come out. It's a diet that you can do if you have diabetes or if you're just trying to lose weight. And I think I'm just going to start doing it to lose all that 17 kgs that I gained. Not that I'm comfortable with where I was, but then Rambutanda lose 17 30. So also the other thing is I remember responding to an inbox, Yemun Wandakati, just stop thinking about it. The moment I stopped thinking about this baby talk and trying to have a baby, it just happened. So some of these things we stress over, they're just going to happen. I know it's very cliche for me to say kunemunani 12 years shichaita, but I believe she know it. So
so the number one key point you shared is diet, keto diet for
PCOS.
For PCOS.
Yeah.
And for men, heavy on the protein. Yeah.
Prayer.
But we're still just talking about diet, babes.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I thought you were going to run
on the prayer.
Points.
Okay. I don't know.
Yeah.
Are you
and
ready
then prayer.
done?
Right. So for the jewel that everyone's been waiting for.
No, did you touched on both BMI? Did you touch on cysts?
Yes.
Huh?
Yes, I did.
Continuous bleeding?
Yes, I did.
What else?
Everything I did.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I doubt
And
that.
then I think I also said, Kuti, stop thinking about it. Like, there's an anxiety that builds up when you're trying to have a baby. I think just relax your mind, have a supportive community, try and talk about it, yes, but don't stress about it. I don't know if it makes sense. Talk about it to anyone, yes, but don't stress about it.
Yeah.
Inini, I would just a shout out to the ladies in the group that we founded in 2023 with my friend. Though I am thinking of putting a stop to the group and focusing on a channel for people with PCOS. This group has been of much help to so many women. So when we first started the group, there was a drug that was being suggested by a lot of women. Apparently with the treatment I had to go step by step. Like there's a lady who explained anonymous, she also has to go through this process and everything. I had to go through step by step. And I was so tired of waiting. So I just heard of that drug. I knew I had done everything right. I had lost weight. I had done everything. So I got a prescription from my doctor in Zimbabwe. And then the tablets were sent. And like I said, I'd stopped taking all tablets. So my body was not confused with medication. I took this tablet. You're supposed to take this tablet in cycles. I took the tablet in cycles because in the year 2024, I only went for my period once. And I think there's someone who asked about ovulation. In my whole life, I've only ovulated once, and that was last year in June. So when I ovulated, I took the chance to then try having the baby dance. But before that, I had taken that tablet in a cycle. You have to take it for 5 days during your period. So it tries to enlarge your eggs so that they can be
Get
fertilized.
Yeah.
So the name of the tablet, drum roll. The name of the tablet is letrozole. So for everyone who was, if you could tell with my face, for everyone who was saying I tried letrozole, I really was disappointed kuti yakaramba, because in our group letrozole is the queen.
Maybe it's in the manner in which they are taking it.
Exactly.
Because if you take a lot of drugs, they will confuse the body. I think you mentioned it. It was a very important keynote.
Yeah.
Make sure you disuse everything. Make sure your system is not confused. And then try it.
Oh, and I remember before I just tell people I stopped all the drugs, I stopped all the prescription medication. The only medication that I was taking at that particular time, was the Pregnacare, the pre-pregnancy.
Yes.
So you take it when you're trying to improve your egg quality. That's the only medication that I was taking. It's actually a supplement. And then after I found out I was pregnant, I think if you watched the video, I was even showing my husband, this is what I'm supposed to take as soon as the doctor really confirms that I'm pregnant. So Pregnacare also did the things for me. They are pre-pregnancy tablets. They are just vitamins, honestly. So that's what I took. So it's letrozole and Pregnacare. Letrozole quantity is the queen tablet, because everyone I've told about letrozole,
they've come back with testimony.
The testimony.
Yeah.
Everyone in the group who has used letrozole has a baby. It's a support group for women with PCOS. But like I'm saying, I'm thinking of putting a hold to the group. Not because I have a baby, but because of other things that are happening at the moment. So yeah, letrozole did the thing for us. And then after that, it was just God's grace after God's grace.
Amen. Yeah, I think you said it very clearly. Is there anything else?
Well, I don't have anything else to say, but thank you guys for coming this far with us. If you have any questions, comments, please don't hesitate to inbox. When it comes to PCOS, it's something that I'm very passionate about, and I'm really keen to help in any way that I know. My husband is really keen to help the men in any way that he knows, because supporting me for the past 5 years has been a journey for him as well.
It's not easy.
It's a very easy journey, to be honest. Thank you for watching. Please follow, like, share, and subscribe. And also watch the adverts, because baby Chinos wants the money. Anyway guys, love and peace. Let me go and feed baby Chinos now. It's almost 12 midnight. We love you. Take care of yourselves.
Bye.
Bye bye.